Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Monday, October the 7th, 2024. I will make this another timeless reading because I honestly don't know. Like, I was just pulled to pull from this deck and I'm just like, you know what? Let's go grab it and pull. Because, a lot of people know Yom Kippur is coming up on Friday, so I don't know. And we're doing a fast, so I don't know if I'll have time on Saturday to post or not. So I was just like, let's pull from this Wheel of the Year Tarot. Great deck. Starting off with the Four of Swords. I feel like it'll be off and on Rest and Rejuvenation. We just had Rosh Hashanah, so it started on Wednesday, so we did have this time off. So I feel like this is just spirit, sitting there and saying, that's what the kind of rest you needed. And I definitely needed it. I was, so thankful for that. And I feel like there'll be more time for that, especially over the winter months. Or for yourself, maybe things are slowing down. But they were showing with the Magician card here, they're showing that they were saying like a new practice, like a new spiritual practice. They were showing the art of cinnamon. With myself, I know when I was watching Mass for Shut-ins, I was watching, and the gentleman unfortunately was going through a passing of his parents, and someone suggested C.S. Lewis. I hope I'm saying his initials correctly because I mixed up. And I feel like it's just like his teachings of how he kind of really speaks to your heart and really resonates with you. If you want to check out his works, I feel like it's like every aspect of your life. I don't feel like you have to go through a passing or anything like that. Maybe you're struggling. Like, I know I overthink way too much, and I'm thinking about the future, and, my youngest, I feel like God speaks through him because he's just like, can't worry about that. It hasn't happened yet. And I'm like, I know. But as a mom, you do. You worry for your kids and, what are they going to turn out to be and what they're going to do. And then they turn around and surprise you and you're just like, oh, what am I worrying for? You know what I mean? It's like whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I'll love and support them no matter what, their dreams and aspirations. I feel like with the World card, we're getting a lot of the cycle journey, especially with the Four Swords winter. I feel like spring. I feel like re-immersing as a new self. So I feel like you may go through this cycle. We definitely get that with the Death card here. They're showing the eclipse there. So this moon cycle, I feel like, will be a lot of change and transformation. People are showing their, you can see, the shadow side of her face. So I feel like kind of two-faced. This could be with a fire sign. They are showing pumpkins here, too. So during the October months, well, makes sense, right? Going through the cycle of the moon that we're going through. So I was mentioning this. I felt it a lot with the Maccabee Tarot when I started posting again. And I feel like, certain people have been showing me their shadow side. I'm just like, ugh. Like, I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I know they probably have seen ugly sides of myself. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's just like, sometimes it's just like people just don't resonate anymore. It's time to let them go. They're showing the Three of Cups here. I literally saw this in my dream last night. And it's like celebration. So we are coming up on Yom Kippur on Friday. This weekend in Canada will be the Canadian Thanksgiving. So it's like celebration in that way. I love the green of this. This really stood out to me when I was filming for TikTok. And it was just like heart chakra. So I know literally someone that I just reconnected with. And we were talking to, shooting the poop. And, she's talking about her daughter giving birth. And I'm like, sending positive healing, light to the baby and to mommy, speedy, safe recovery. So I feel like celebrations in that way. But again, because, we see this hatchling, this gosling, spring again vibes, it's all about rebirth. So we get this like rebirth vibe. We get that with the Death card, change and transformation that leads to a rebirth. We get the Eight of Pentacles here. You cannot pull from an empty cup. You got to remember that. I feel like this beaver's crying. It's like, maybe because they have to go into hibernation, I have to go into hibernation. But, a lot of people that, especially, that's why I'm like, where I was talking about where I see this horse in the background, it's like labor of love. Sometimes it could be tedious. I follow Katie Van Ski. I hope I'm saying her last name properly. She's got the mini farm in Tennessee. So she got the mini cows, the mini goats, the mini horses, the horses. She's got baby 7. So it's just like she's got, a village going on there. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you could just see the way she loves on her babies. It's just like, oh, makes my heart swoon. And that's what I fell in love with her. But I feel like in that way, I feel like laboring, making horseshoes for his horse here. Maybe this is kind of like what you kind of are manifesting that happens, that you have a property with Maybe having a horse. Kate calls her dragons. I was like, oh, girl after my own heart, you know? It's just like, you know, I was like, yes, they are like dragons, you know? I love dragons, if you can't tell. But I feel like, again, it's like, you know, we can labor for the things we love. Like, for this, for me, it doesn't feel tedious. Sometimes it does. That's why I'm saying I'm doing timeless. Because some days is so full, or I'm so tired, and it's just like, I don't feel authentic if I'm pulling, and I'm yawning, and it's just like, ugh, I'm like really pulling on myself to, you know, do this. But so many people are like, oh, I miss this, and I miss this, and I miss this, and I'm like, I know, me too. Like, the cards were pulling at me so much, and I'm like, I have to prioritize certain things, you know? And unfortunately, it took longer than I thought. I was just like, oh, my soul is calling for tarot. You know, when it comes a part of your life, it's just, it always is like that. So again, with spring vibes, rebirth, I really do change, like, I really do feel like change. I really feel like this is, they're showing the number 5. I'm not sure if I mentioned this yet, but they were showing Zelda. Because I did 3 different videos, I can't remember if I mentioned it. The video game Zelda, the first one, that came with the Nintendo in 1980s. That song, where it does the intro, and then it turns to the dark side, and then, like, you know, if you actually let it play through the whole thing. So I don't know if they're remastering the first Zelda or something like that, or someone that watches this, maybe their name is Zelda, or they really love Zelda, but they're showing the 4 triangles, or the 3 triangles there, excuse me. So that was my first game that I ever fell in love with that, you know, got me into, obviously, the stories of Zelda and different systems, as well as Fable. Fable will always be a part of my heart, but Zelda is the one. As well as Far Cry, so really great games there. God of War. So I feel like this is where they're saying in this cycle, change, transformation, rebirth. You know, and I feel like that's where they're saying be gentle with yourself. You know, yes, we love our coffee drinks, our warm drinks. It's that time of year. You couldn't drink it. I was just like, oh, I want a coffee, but I really don't want to be drinking something hot, because it was like, oh, this summer was hot. You know? It was beautiful, too. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, the garden just flourished in it. But I feel like this one really stands out. The 8 of Cups, or the 8 of Coins. You know, working hard. Like, remember going back to the Maccabee Tarot, the sweat of our brow. So I feel like you're manifesting things that come into your life. You know, I feel like by spring, like, you know, there could be a transformation when it comes to work. So it could be something that you feel like is a labor of love in that way. I love the green of the trees. Again, heart chakra, you know, growth, expansion. You know, when we look at the trees, like you look at the trees outside, and then when you see spring coming, you can see how, like, new branches are sprouting or regrowing, you know, and you could see how, like, you know, like 1.5 inches or maybe a foot and a half come in. It just depends, you know. It's just gorgeous, you know, to see the transformation of the world. Because we went hiking through it, and it was just like, we went through, and it was just like, oh, it's so bare. And the next time we went there, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so full. And we went there the other day, and it was so humid. Because some of the leaves have fallen, so it's making the ground warm. But, oh my word, and the mosquitoes. Ugh. My goodness. But I feel like it's just like, can't pull from an empty cup. You know, get your rest and rejuvenation. Do not feel guilty for sleeping. I'd sit there and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sleeping. I'm like, you know how many days I've gone on so many hours of sleep, and I still, by the grace of Yahweh Yeshua's glory, that I still, you know what I mean? It's just, that's where I feel like it's just like, you know, take care of yourself, put yourself, you know, first, prioritize yourself. They're showing putting on your own face mask first. I've been watching Lost, so maybe that's why that's been coming up, but it's like, you know, you keep saying that. Put on your face mask first so you can help others. You know what I mean? You can't help anyone if you're not breathing. You know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, wow, that really resonates. But it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, do the best you can every single day. And that's what I've been doing lately. Day by day, you know what I mean? I still have things I want to get done. But it's the high holidays. This is the week of, the most holy week on our calendar. And it's just like a time of reflection. It's a time of change, you know, of renewal. So a lot, Rosh Hashanah was our new year. So a lot of rebirth in that way. So I feel like it's just like, you know, pulling you towards things that make you happy. Pulling you towards, you know, things that excite you. Like, you know, I'm excited for winter. You know, my son wants to make snowmen and stuff like that. So we'll try and get into that this year and stuff, you know. Just depends how full the winter months will be. But it's like, you know, making the most, you know, because before a blink of the eye, like, you know what I mean? Where were you just in the summer? You know what I mean? We're already in October. We're heading into the second week of October already, you know? It's just so many things that were, you know, pending, coming. And now it's just like, you know, things are, you know, going at a, you know, a much enjoyable pace. So don't forget to enjoy life. Life is worth enjoying. They're showing making frosting. So maybe someone's birthday. You know, they're showing celebrations there. Could be someone's birthday. You know, making your own frosting, though. This is like a whip frosting. So there was a number, and I may be wrong. It was on TikTok when I was filming it. 962, 964. 964, I think, was the first one. 962 is the second one. So Zelda may resonate with you. Those numbers may resonate with you. But, you know, be kind to yourself. They're showing incoming call. They're showing the green icon on the phone, on a smartphone. The green to answer. So you may be getting an incoming call. From someone you haven't heard in a long time. Calling to say sorry. If only people were that mature, you know? But you take what resonates. I'll try and see, like, just because this week has changed for me. You know, didn't expect that, but it is what it is, you know? Like I said, one day at a time. So I'll try and get some more videos up this week. I'm doing my very best. And then, like, that's why I'm saying timeless. I'm not sure when the next video will be, but I'll do my very best. So I hope you guys enjoyed this timeless spread. May the universe bless you good. Be kind to yourself.